Welcome back to the Premier League show. 3 defeats in a week for Liverpool. And what is the difference in their defending from the title-winning season to the start of this, the 25-26 season? One area to look at is how Liverpool are defending this season. Now, using tracking data from last season, we can illustrate the positions of Liverpool players across the whole campaign when they are defending against an opposition attack. So this is their out-of-possession shape. Now, you see a lot of teams defending in a 4-4-2 these days, but last season, Liverpool did it differently. Obviously, compact shape, with usually Trent Alexander-Arnold as the right-back here. Now, the significant thing to look at here is Mo Salah. This position here, defending in a slightly higher area. The reward for that would be on the counter-attack. Salah starting in a higher position means that he can get away and be closer, obviously, to the opposition goal. Salah was at the heart of everything for Liverpool last season. It worked to great effect. So that looks pretty good. Let's take a look at Liverpool's shape against across the games so far this season. Again, we're looking at Mo Salah in this position, still taking up that higher role, ready to counter-attack. But what's going on around him has changed significantly. First to the striker. Alexander Isak or Ugo Ekitike has been starting in that position. Again, their role is much higher as well. And on the left-hand side, last season, and usually this season, Cody Gakpo in a 4-3-3 would be around here last season, but it's much deeper. It's almost a central midfield role with the number 10, Szoboszlai Wirtz, sitting in front. The other thing to note here is that the defensive midfield, everybody has shuffled across slightly to try and protect the right-back, whether that's Bradley, Szoboszlai or Jeremy Frimpong. So the trade-off that Arne Slot has is interesting, and whether he's willing to make it so long as Salah is replicating his form from last season. However, it has not been a good start to the season for the forward. Salah's underlying numbers for the last 7 years have hovered just under 1 expected goal or assist every game. But this season, as you can see, a significant drop-off in his output. So the question for the Liverpool head coach really is whether Salah's attacking output actually justifies his position and what Liverpool are doing defensively. Clinton, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, the biggest problem I see with Liverpool at the moment, and the fans could be shouting at me now, that they are missing Trent Alexander-Arnold, and so is Salah is missing Trent. Everyone criticised Trent about his defending, but what Liverpool did is they dominated the possession a lot. And Trent's passing, we said it on there many times, he's one of the best passers of the ball ever. And at the moment, everyone would say, but he'd get back into his shape. Konate's not in good form, so obviously Konate last season was fantastic. You look at left-back, Kirkez. It's not the Kirkez that we saw at Bournemouth, but sometimes you're going to a bigger football club like Liverpool. It's going to be hard. He's got to defend more. When he was at Bournemouth, no one's really looking at him to do his defending. He was going forward, and he had Howson and Sabani, and their back four was really good. It's different now. These new players have gone into the team, and they haven't adapted yet. It's going to take time, and Liverpool will get it right, and it will click. But at the moment, they've got players that are out of form. Even the midfield three. He went back to his tried and trusted midfield three on the weekend. They're miles off it at the moment, and they'll probably be the first to say, apart from Szoboszlai, I think he's probably been their best player. He's probably been the best right-back and their best midfielder. But you can't play him in both positions. You miss him playing him in midfield. But it's just teething problems for Liverpool. I don't worry for Liverpool. Yeah, it's bad. I know they've lost three on the bounce, and the fans might start worrying, but he's a good manager. He came in last season, and everyone was looking at him saying, can he do a job? He's filling big shoes of Jurgen Klopp. I think Liverpool will be fine. On
the Trent thing then, the whole story with Trent Alexander-Arnold, he used to get criticised for his defending.
Yeah.
If the whole team are shuffling over and they're trying to protect the right-back, does that flip that whole story on its head? Was actually Trent Alexander-Arnold's defending underrated? If well, it looks to deal with it.
Yeah, well, listen, sometimes in a one-on-one position, Trent would dive in, and his positional sense wouldn't be the best. But one thing you see with Trent, as I said, the passing outweighs what he's doing in defending, because he'll assist and he get the best out of Salah. So the reason you look those positions, you were spot on. Salah was higher up because Salah wouldn't come back and really do his defensive duty. But what they would do is when Liverpool win the ball, he'd play an outstanding pass and they'll just break. And I do think now Trent would leave Salah sometimes one-on-one, when now he's probably got Frimpong, Bradley running into his space as well. So it's so difficult. There's not space for Salah. So as I say, it's teething problems. It's going to take time. But you're right. And the one thing they did have is Gravenberch, who was outstanding last season in that six. If Trent was out of position, they'd all shuffle across. At the moment, it's not working. But that's just because it's loss of form. It's going to take players. I'm telling you now, when Wirtz and Isak click, Liverpool will be fine. That's what I'm saying. When them two start clicking, they'll be fine. And it just give confidence. It's just teething problems, but there's nothing to worry about with Liverpool. They're a good team. And listen, question marks will be over Arne Slot because they're saying last season, and now you brought in your players. So how are you going to deal with your players? But they'll be fine.
So the point about the attack, I don't know if you've seen the documentary about David Beckham, and he speaks about his move to Real Madrid, and saying that the problem was that he was a right-hand side right winger, which is where Luis Figo liked to play. So you've got a problem. And the point being that no one who knows football would deny that Isak is a brilliant player, Ekitike is a brilliant player, so is Salah, so is Florian Wirtz.
Yeah.
But you can't just chuck them all in and expect it to work straight away, no matter how good they are.
No, you can't. And to be fair, their number one target was Isak. Did I think they were going to get Ekitike? No. Did Ekitike probably know Isak was coming? Probably, because his agent would have said what other players they're looking for. But Ekitike's come into the building and done ever so well. Isak's not hit the heights yet, but he's still getting up to fitness. He missed the majority of pre-season. When he gets it right, we know he's a top striker. We saw what he did at Newcastle. The one is Wirtz. Is trying to get Wirtz. But Wirtz is a top player. Don't be fooled at the moment. He is creating chances at the moment. If we looked at stat on the weekend where he's creating chances, no one's not being clinical enough at the moment. And then you look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah's not hitting the heights that he hit last season. But I do believe that's because he's missing Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gakpo's been all right on the left. But I don't like Wirtz on the left-hand side. I think he is better in that number 10. It's just going to take time. I just actually think when they get an understanding, Wirtz and Isak, it might be Ekitike, you might have to go over to the left-hand side because Isak is going to be the main man at the moment and Salah's never going to get dropped.
The other point, which I think Virgil van Dijk made at the weekend, is that they're all grieving still over the loss of their mate. And it was interesting, actually. I was at Turf Moor a few weeks ago when they beat Burnley, and you saw as the penalty went in, Andy Robertson sort of pointed to the heavens, and it reminds you that it's not over, it's never far from their minds, and then they are still probably every single day battling with the loss of Diogo Jota.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and the fact is everyone's different and there'll be different stages of grief and it will hit people at different times. And, you know, as you say, every day they'll be looking around the dressing room, every day they're on an away trip, they're on the coach, they're playing PlayStation, as Diogo Jota loved to do. And I think it is a factor that they'll be thinking about for the next weeks, months, years, this group of players. And I think particularly, you know, when they're behind in games as well, Diogo Jota was often such an impact from the bench. You think about the game at Stamford Bridge, look into the options now. Of course, Liverpool have a great number of options on the bench to bring on, but he was always someone that contributed off the bench. You know, this is something that is going to be with these players for a long time to come, and I think it will be a factor going forward.